I'd like you to take a moment to think about the last time you went and shopped for a camera. What was that experience like? What did the camera feel like? What was it shaped like? And what was the experience of actually using it like? I'm gonna guess that it would have been completely different from the Sigma BF. Hi, I'm Tom, and I recently got to take out the Sigma BF, and I had a lot of fun using it. There's some things that I disliked and liked about it, but overall, I'm really excited that somebody as big as Sigma is decided to make something so weird, so like strangely futuristic and kind of perfect feeling with its machined aluminum kind of surfaces. And I think that people right now want something weird and strange and something that feels a little bit different when they're using it. And I think that that's apparent when you start to think about things like film cameras and how much film photography has absolutely exploded in the past few years. And I think a lot of that has to do with people want a new experience when they're going out and taking pictures. And I'm excited for what the BF means for hopefully what other camera manufacturers do in the future. So let's go ahead and dig in. I took the Sigma BF out on a hike with my wife, and I had a lot of fun with it. We're at Clear Creek Metro Park. I've got the Sigma BF. I want to see how well it does in terms of photography and stuff. See if it's more than just a really pretty camera. Recording on my Nikon ZF, which is also very aesthetically nice in terms of how it's made and how pretty it looks as well, looking like an old Nikon FM. Obviously this is a completely different thing with the Sigma BF, but I want to see what kind of images it produces. And I feel like walking around a metro park taking pictures with Marissa, my wife, is a good way. I feel like that's what something like this is intended for, it not having a viewfinder. This feels like a walking around kind of camera, so let's see how it does when we're walking around with it. Alright, so far, just hiking around a little bit with the Sigma, the BF. It's got the 50 millimeter, I think it's a 1.4, yeah, 50 millimeter 1.4 on it. So far, what I can tell is I forgot how much I use a viewfinder, especially when I'm out, like, I don't know, it gets sunny sometimes when you're hiking. I mean, it's Ohio, so it's cloudy now, but the sun will come out from behind the clouds and whatnot, and we don't have much foliage in the trees right now, so the glare can be a little tough to work with on that rear screen. So, but it does look like it's like, I don't know, the images are pretty sweet. Just on that back screen, they look like I might not have to edit them much, so that's pretty neat. Couple things. So on my ZF right now, I have the 26 millimeter f2.8 pancake lens. I love it. It fits in my fanny pack, and it's pretty darn sharp for it being a little pancake jobby. And what I'm quickly realizing with that 50 millimeter f1.4 that I've got on the Sigma BF, I've got to change the way my brain thinks about stuff when I'm out shooting and it's a 50 instead of a 26, because I'm not used to being that tight on things. So I got to kind of think about things a little bit more compositionally. I like that. I like when I'm out shooting, and I think that the limitations of what you're shooting with can create better results because you've got more creative kind of problem solving that's happening as you're shooting. Woo! That's a big hill. I didn't realize that on the BF that whatever you were changing last is now what you're changing with that little scroll wheel on the back of the camera. I think that that's really clever. I got tripped up a couple times thinking that I was changing shutter speed and it changed picture profile or something like that. But I think once you get used to that, I think that that's really clever, especially for like a going out and doing some street photography or shooting with your friends and family sort of camera that it's clearly made for. So pretty cool. Thank you guys for hanging out today. I hope you had a good time. I think the clear takeaway here is that although the Sigma BF is a weird camera, I think that's its strength, and I hope that more camera manufacturers make more strange cameras. I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out.